Let's talk a little bit about the kick game, shall we? So I started working at Finish Line when I was 16, but well before that, got into basketball shoes and just kind of looked at them from afar in admiration, right? Flipped through the East Bay magazine because we got the one pair a year sort of deal when I was growing up. But once I got the job at Finish Line, we got the 30% discount on top of the sales deal. So I was like, I'm going to get myself a batch, my initial collection. And that's what I call it, my initial collection of shoes, because from there, I was just poor for a long time and, like didn't really have money for shoes. So I just held on to what I had and kind of just fit those into my outfits. Did buy a pair here and there. Um, but now that I have this consistent permanent job over the last year and a half, I've really been paring down and locking in on getting my sneaker game up to snuff. So here we go. Let's take a look at what I got over here. I'm going to take you through a few different areas because basketball shoes are shoes to me. They're not sneakers. They're not tennis shoes. They're just shoes. It's what I wear for like all different purposes. I mean, if I'm golfing, I'm wearing basketball shoes. If I'm disc golfing, I'm wearing basketball shoes. If hockey or baseball or whatever, it's basketball shoes. So first, I'm going to bring you back to some from my initial collection. I'll show you a little snapshot into what I used to buy. And it was bright and big what I was into before I got into my lane and really figured out kind of my fashion sense a little bit more. But still, some to hang on to, some sleepers. This first one's a sleeper. The Mellow 5.5s. So, they're going to be kind of funny if they're those in between numbers. But look, J's, right? They're Jordans. They're just Mellow. Shout out Mellow. Um, and I go by Beefy Griefy. So check this out. I am got in my lace game. BG, BG, like, ugh. Come on now. But the inside's very comfortable. So Jordans get a lot of shit because they're expensive and kids die over them. They're stolen a lot, things like that. It's too high fashion for the crowd that buys them or something like that. But anyway, they are extremely comfortable, and even though they're expensive, I still think Jordans are the most comfortable basketball shoes out there. What do I wear for basketball? Right now, I'm rocking the Giannis Immortalities, and they don't have arch support. So Giannis, like every big man, I can shoot, I can dribble too. These are more for like a guard, but he wears them in games. You just got to rock the ankle support too when you're wearing low tops like these, if you're really serious about your ankles, at least. And some other sleepers. So I used to be more into Adidas Superstars, and these are those kind of special edition Kevin Garnett's. I love Bobby Portis, Dennis Rodman, Kevin Garnett. These big guys. I mean, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace. These big dudes that get into scraps. Shaq. I mean, as a big man myself, I love these players, and when they have their own shoes, I make a purpose to go out and buy them. So KG, thanks for the good times. I love how he would swat everyone's shot. After the whistle was blown, he would just swat their shot because they were practicing. What I love that shit. Anyway, and then what do we have? Some that stuck around over the years. Because, like I said, I wear basketball shoes in different for different purposes. Just beat around, kick around shoes. These T Maxes stuck around. They got some kind of holes in them. But basketball shoes are tough too. You know, that's real leather. That's solid, support in there. They're great shoes. They're well made. And I think, especially in my generation, millennials and younger, it just has become more so the casual shoe, or more than it was before, definitely. Since basketball's grown such an exponential rate. Then getting a little bit more to the present, these lunar raids found at a thrift shop on State Street. See, those gems that you find. And I've used Poshmark and StockX too. You just got to be smart and know when you're buying authentic shoes. The pros know that it used to be pick your shoes before StockX, and that was more reliable. But now you kind of got to watch yourself with StockX. And there's nothing wrong with buying shoes from China. I mean, these are made in China or Taiwan or somewhere around there anyway, most likely. But it's getting the shoes that have all the necessary parts. When you're buying the fake shoes, a lot of times you're not getting the whole midsole, insole, outer sole. You're just not getting some piece of the shoe that makes it what it is. So that's an important factor to consider when you're talking about real and fake shoes. These are some real foam posits, the abalone. So, like I said, I like the inside of a shell of clams, and this is sort of that look here. Look at that. The shimmer off those. I'm going to be rocking these all summer. The foamy peas, that's what I'm going to call them. Them a clean, boy. The foam posits are extremely comfortable too. Some real casual. These Air Max 90 Pro Greens. And since I have more choice now, the shoes I buy, greens and purples. Starting to realize purple may be my second favorite color. Green's number one. Purple might be number two. Look at these. You don't find them everywhere. That's not your standard Kelly green or whatever. No. And then the Shawn Kemps, Hirakazes, Lows. See, and I like getting those collabs. And this was done with nice kicks. So sneaker game on 10. But they're for different purposes. One of them that they don't fit is hard work in the street. And so if you're really out there putting in that elbow grease, you're going to want something more serious. And I stand by these Timberland Pros. They've got the steel toes. They're slip resistant. You could walk right over ice and oil on these. I've done it. They're not puncture proof, but they'll resist. And stepped over plenty nails in these. They're resistant to the cold. I was out at minus 30 degrees. My toes never froze. Good there. Cushioned. They don't stink. They have some smell resistant thing in them. Waterproof. Just everything. You want these. Trust me. So that's that. I mean, unless there's one, did I have any more on this list I wanted to touch on? Not really. But really building up the collection now, spacing myself from that initial burst of shoes that I had collected, and now really honing in on what I like most: the greens and the purples, basketball shoes, something functional but fun too.